I guess we have to talk about something we saw on the ice earlier this week. The Canadiens did win a game. By the time you saw this, maybe they won another game against Vegas. I'm going to be honest with you. We don't know. We're recording this. We don't know if they beat the Vegas Golden Knights, but they did beat the Dallas Stars. And Jonathan Drouin seemingly escaped suspension with a really interesting cross check on Tyler Seguin. Basically, Seguin kind of got to him first, and then Drouin kind of clapped back and kept going at him as Seguin was down on the ice. Stu, what were your takeaways from that play? And do you think that was worth a suspension?
My first reaction was good for Jonathan Drouin, standing up for himself. That was what Seguin did was a premeditated cheap shot. He went into the face-off circle saying, I'm going to cross-check this guy in the head, and I'm not even going to try and play the puck. Yep. Drouin retaliated. I think that's why he wasn't suspended, is because he didn't initiate what happened. He was just – and good for Jonathan Drouin because he's not known as the most physical guy or the guy that you're worried about playing against or whatever. And, the next time some player thinks about doing that, they might think twice because you got him like 3 cross checks in the head. He almost got him in the throat one time. And it was good to see some emotion from Jonathan Drouin and see Jonathan Drouin get angry. Not enough guys on this Canadiens team have gotten angry this season about what's happened on the ice. It's like they're, okay, we're lose again. But he was, for lack of a better term, he was pissed off. And good for him. I think it showed that he cared. It showed that he didn't like what Seguin did. And he let him know, and he let everyone around the league know that he's not going to put up for that. And I think, as I said, if his was a retaliation to a premeditated act, and I think that's why he was only fined instead of suspended. I think if Drouin had just done that by himself, he would have got suspended at least a couple of games.
Yeah, I agree with you, Stu. I mean, it was, Seguin was the one that basically initiated it. He responded surprisingly with real aggressiveness, which is, as we all know, is not Drouin's style. But it was nice to see that, he has another side to him, that when push came to shove, he actually responded in such a way, you know what, I'm not going to accept this. And I know that Jonathan has spoken about, it's up to us now as players to make the difference in this final stretch. And I got to give him full marks that he was really upset, a side that I've never seen from him as much as I watched him. And he was basically sending a message along with a lot of other guys that were like going, we're not getting pushed around. We're sticking together. We're getting involved physically. And they did that and, were able to get the win. And like I said, it was surprising, but it's a good thing to see that somebody responds with that type of emotion and saying, you know what, enough is enough.
Yeah, I was thinking it would be very surprising if he did get suspended because Drouin has a clean record. And let's face it, Tom Wilson did the same thing that Drouin did last year to Artemi Panarin, but it was completely uninstigated and he got nothing. And that was a big controversy, right? In an ideal world, I think both players should get suspended, especially Tom Wilson with the ridiculous track record he has of purposely injuring players. And I think that you put it in context of the Dallas Stars were losing. They were playing pretty great while trailing. They couldn't get anything past Sam Montembeault and they were frustrated. They were running around at the end of that game, right? They were trying to take pieces off guys and the Canadiens were standing up for each other. I think the second cross check by Jonathan Drouin with kind of like the butt end of his stick into the ice was a little bit too far. I understand the first hit back. And to me, that should be a suspension. But I have to give credit to the Stripes. The refs, I thought, handled that situation beautifully in the way that they handed out the penalties, reviewing it to give the game misconduct. I also think the game misconduct probably would have saved him from a suspension because usually the NHL Department of Player Safety views a game misconduct as a one-game suspension if they're giving a suspension, so they take one off of it, even if it was at the end of a game, which is dumb, but that's the way they work it. I don't love the second one from Drouin, but I do love that he showed some fire, and can't say that Seguin didn't earn it.
Yeah, and this is the player safety department looking at that. Their reaction was probably, "That's Jonathan Drouin."
Like really?
He has no record. He has no record of anything. So that's. But what Seguin did was really dirty. That I rank that up there with like a slew foot. Like you're taking a face off, you're watching the puck in the linesman's hand, you're looking down, you're not expecting to get cross-checked And Seguin went into the face-off circle, no interest in trying to win the face-off. He's just, I'm going to cross-check Jonathan Drouin in the head.
That was a classic Bobby Clark move. And then you can understand why Bobby had no front teeth.
Let us know in the comment section if you thought also that was a Bobby Clark move, and your general thoughts on Jonathan Drouin only being fined. I didn't even mention this. He was fined $5,000 by the National Hockey League and not suspension. Didn't even get a hearing from the league after what had happened. Visit hockeyinsideout.com for more fun stuff, and subscribe to the YouTube page and to the Hockey Inside Out newsletter.